Hey friends, welcome back. Or if you're new here, I'm so glad you stumbled in. Okay, real talk for a second. Have you ever just stood in your house, looked around, and thought, I don't even know where to start anymore? Like the kitchen's halfway clean, the laundry's shouting from three different baskets, and there's a random pile of stuff on every surface, but you're too tired to even care. Yeah, been there, not just once, more like Tuesday through Saturday. I used to think the problem was the mess, but over time I realized it wasn't just the clutter. It was this creeping sense that I was falling behind in every part of life, and the house was just proof of it. So if you're feeling that way, too tired, stuck, kind of guilty, kind of annoyed, I'm not here to tell you to get your life together. I'm just here to share 9 simple rules that helped me feel less overwhelmed in my own space. Not perfect, just better. They're small shifts, but honestly, they changed everything for me. Let's start with the one that made me feel lighter before I even decluttered a thing. Number 1, keep a memory box, not a memory shelf. We all have those things we don't use, but we just can't toss old birthday cards or random charm bracelet that reminds you of college. But when all of it ends up scattered across shelves or shoved in every drawer, it doesn't feel meaningful anymore. It just feels like mess. So here's what I do. Now I give those special things their own little home. One box, one spot. One rule: if it's sentimental, it goes in there. Mine's just a simple plastic bin in the closet. No fancy labels, no deep organizing system, but it holds the stuff that matters without making the rest of the house feel emotionally crowded. And having that one clear boundary, it makes letting go of the rest so much easier. Because instead of getting stuck in, should I keep this? You just ask, does this belong in my memory box? And if the answer's no, you can let it go with peace. Oh, and if this kind of calm, no pressure approach is your style, you'll love tomorrow's video too. I'm sharing essential tips for decluttering and downsizing without the stress. It's all about simplifying your space and your mindset. But first, let's move on to the kind of clutter that tricks you into staying prepared, even if you're not actually using it. Number 2, be honest about just in case. Okay, let's talk about those things we keep, not because we use them, but because maybe we'll need them one day. The backup rice cooker, the stack of takeout containers you plan to reuse, the jeans that don't fit but might again someday. I used to be the queen of just in case until I realized I was organizing more things I didn't use than the ones I actually did. Here's the shift: if you haven't used it in a year and it's only still here just in case, you're not storing stuff, you're storing stress. Letting it go isn't reckless. It's trusting that future, you can figure it out if that day ever comes. And honestly, it probably won't. Now, when I declutter, I ask, is this helping me today or just haunting me from the shelf? That one question has cleared out Bin's bag's entire kitchen drawers. Coming up next, we're going to switch gears a little and talk about a tiny space that causes big chaos if we ignore it too long. Number 3, don't let your entryway turn into a dumping ground. You know that one spot by the door where shoes pile up, bags get dropped, and mail just multiplies? Yep, that space. It's tiny, but it sets the tone for your whole home. And when it's messy, it whispers, this house is chaos the second you walk in. So here's what I've started doing. Every season, or before a big routine change like back to school, I reset that space. I pull everything out of the shoe area, wipe it down, and only put back what actually gets worn. Same for the bags, coats, hats, you name it. If it hasn't been touched in weeks, it goes somewhere else. Or it goes out. This isn't a deep clean, it's a quick reset. But it makes a huge difference. Because when you walk into calm, you're more likely to keep the rest of the house calm too. And speaking of calm, our next tip is about keeping things peaceful by giving your brain fewer chances to say, just put it there for now. So. Number 4, remove the drop zones. Flat surfaces are magnets. If there's an empty dresser top, a side table, or even a shelf that doesn't have a real purpose, guess what? It's going to collect random stuff faster than you can blink. I had one little table in the hallway that proved this perfectly. It was meant to look decorative, but in reality, it became the spot where everything landed: keys, unopened mail, random receipts. It wasn't helping me. It was just creating another mess. So now I ask myself, does this surface actually serve a purpose? If not, I take it out of the room or clear it completely. The fewer drop zones you have, the less likely clutter can sneak back in. And the bonus, cleaning gets faster because you're not stuck moving little piles from one surface to another. Next, we'll talk about what to do when clutter feels too overwhelming to even start. Spoiler, you don't need to tackle the whole house. Number 5, start with one drawer, not the whole house. When clutter piles up, it doesn't just take over your space, it takes over your brain. And suddenly every corner looks like too much work. That's when it's easy to get stuck in all or nothing thinking. You feel like you need a full weekend or a giant chunk of time before you can even begin, but waiting for the perfect moment. That's how the piles stay. Here's the shift. Don't think house, don't even think room. Think one drawer, one shelf, one basket. I started doing this with my nightstand drawer. It took me 10 minutes. And the next morning, when I reached in and everything was clear and calm, it felt like a little reset button for my brain. And that's the thing, one small win builds momentum. You don't need a massive cleaning spree. You just need one drawer to remind yourself I can do this. Next up, we'll use that same principle, but tie it to natural moments in life so decluttering doesn't feel like another chore on your list. Number 6, use life's natural checkpoints. Here's a little trick. Instead of waiting for the perfect decluttering day, attach it to something that's already happening. For example, right before a new season starts, I'll do a quick reset. When the weather changes, I check my coat closet and swap things out. Or before a holiday trip, I clear the fridge so I don't come home to mystery leftovers. These natural checkpoints make it easier to follow through because the timing makes sense. You're already in transition mode, so your stuff can be too. And here's the best part, it keeps clutter from ever building up into a monster project. Instead of once a year overwhelm, it's just a series of little resets. So next time, life is shifting, new season trip coming up, even just switching your routine. Let that be your cue to declutter one area. And speaking of little resets, our next tip is all about those sneaky items we hang on to, not because we need them, but because we feel guilty letting them go. Number 7, don't keep things just because they were expensive. We've all done it. You buy something with good intentions, a fancy gadget, an outfit you swore you'd wear, or that must-have piece of decor. And now it sits there unused, staring at you like a little reminder of wasted money. Here's the truth, keeping it doesn't get your money back. It just keeps the guilt alive. So here's the rule I live by now. If an item only makes you feel bad when you see it, it doesn't belong in your home. You've already paid once, don't keep paying with your peace. I had a blender like this, bought it because I was convinced I'd become a smoothie person. Spoiler, I didn't. And every time I saw it, I felt wasteful. Finally donating it was like lifting a weight I didn't know I was carrying. So if you've got something sitting around haunting you because of its price tag, let it go. The money's gone either way, but the stress doesn't have to stay. Next, we'll move from guilt clutter to something a little softer, the stuff tied to memories and how to keep those without drowning in them. Number 8, keep the memory, not the item. Some things are hard to let go of, not because they're useful, but because they're tied to who we were or to someone we loved. A concert t-shirt from 20 years ago, a gift from a friend you don't even talk to anymore. Grandma's dishes that don't fit your life but feel impossible to part with. Here's what I've learned, you don't have to keep the thing to keep the memory. Take a photo of it. Write down the story it reminds you of. Then if you're ready, let the object go. Because memories live in your mind and your heart, not in the back of a closet. I had a stack of old journals I never opened, but felt guilty tossing. One afternoon I skimmed them, took pictures of the pages that mattered and recycled the rest. I kept the essence without carrying the weight. So if you're feeling torn about an item, ask yourself, do I want this in my life today, or do I just want to remember it? If it's the second one, you can honor the memory and still clear the space. And with that space cleared, let's end with one more rule, a simple sorting trick that makes every decluttering session easier to handle. Number 9, sort it into 3 piles, toss, donate, keep. When you're in the middle of decluttering, the hardest part isn't the cleaning, it's the deciding. That's where we get stuck. We pick something up and think, well, maybe I'll figure it out later. and then it goes right back on the shelf. Here's the trick, don't leave room for maybe. Every item goes into one of three piles: toss, it's broken, expired, or truly useless. Donate, it's still good but not good for you anymore. Keep it, has a clear place and purpose in your home. That's it, three choices. No, I'll think about it later pile. I've done this with closets, kitchens, even my bathroom cabinets. And every single time, the three pile method made it faster and way less stressful. Because the truth is, clutter grows in indecision. The quicker you decide, the lighter you feel. So next time you declutter, grab 3 bags or boxes, label them, and stick to the rule. Simple, clear, done. And that's it. 9 simple rules that have helped me make peace with my stuff and honestly with myself too. None of them are about being perfect. They're just small shifts, like starting with one drawer, letting go of the just in case, or finally giving your memories their own space. Little changes that make your home feel lighter and make you feel lighter too. If you're in that place where clutter feels overwhelming, I hope this reminded you that you don't have to fix everything today. One corner, one habit, one decision at a time is more than enough. And if you're ready to keep going tomorrow, I'll be sharing essential tips for decluttering and downsizing, but without the stress. That one's all about making this lifestyle feel easier and more doable long term. In the meantime, if this video gave you even a tiny bit of relief or encouragement, I'd love for you to share it with a friend, or subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Because you really do deserve a home that feels calm and a life that feels lighter.